So we don't strike out left and right.
No, we didn't strike out.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I've taken it Woodall pitch for Todd last night.
That started out, but they ended up pulling her and they put another girl in. She's a lot faster, but we still hit her. But it just every ground ball went straight to the second baseman, straight to the shortstop. You know, fly balls all went right where they could get them. It's just like,
Oh boy.
you know, it just happens like that. It's a ball. Maybe the next time they go in the gaps.
Yeah.
Maybe level one again.
Well, let's hope so. I think it's a tough game to get them ready for the 18th. Bowling Green next Thursday, Logan next Tuesday.
Yeah. Bowling Green's no pushover.
No, they've gotten better. Chris Riggs has gotten a lot better. He has. He really has. I forget what they close at Warren East 2 Thursdays from now. So that'd be a tough one at Warren East.
We do.
Yes.
I knew we played them again. I just didn't know.
That would be fortunate to come back to lifetime. I don't think that's going to actually get along. And she probably learned her lesson. Don't push the clover. No.
I don't know. Or maybe she's just like, you know, if I'm going to beat them, I'm beating them straight up. Or if we're going to lose, we're going to lose straight up. I don't know. Some coaches don't want to.
Yeah. I got a feeling, though, with the postseason being the following week, she's going to be in postseason mode. She's going to get her growth ready for everything. So.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Right. So we got Ansley in center, Sloan's in left. We got James in right. Okay. Sloan getting back though, can't you? She hit the ball, didn't you?
Yeah. She has.
It's time for Franklin-Simpson Lady Wildcats softball on 92.3 WFKN, the WFKN app, 923 WFKN.com. Lady Cats softball is brought to you in part by All Season Rental, Craft and Funeral, Franklin Bank and Trust, McDonald's of Franklin, the Franklin
Popcorn.
Wiggly Wiggly,
It's like a game changer.
Okay, you got it. One of them. I was okay to say, hey, you would have
Welcome in, everyone, to 92.3 WFKN, your home for all of today's best country music and the Will Cody in the Morning Show, bringing you your local news in and around Franklin and Simpson County. I'm Cody Schuler. Back in studio, we've got Lyric producing for us tonight. Out on the field, we've got your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats getting set to take on the Edmonson County, who also aptly named the Lady Cats. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because we are in for a cat fight. Edmonson County is 10-12 on the year, as it appears to be throughout a lot of teams that we have faced this season. They are a relatively younger team with only one senior on their roster. They still have some players with excellent statistics throughout the team, though, so do not overlook these Lady Cats from Edmonson County. Freshman Emma Price, in particular, hits it at an astronomical rate of .444 for her batting average, and tied with our very own Chloe Smith with 9 home runs. She has 26 RBI and only 3 strikeouts through 72 at-bats. So we'll have to keep our eyes out for number 15 from Edmonson County all night when she's headed to the batter's box. Fellow freshman from Edmonson, Haley Sanders, hits an even .400. Junior Emma Davis hits just shy of that at .391, and their lone senior, the Abigail Hogg, hits it at .341 through about 3/4 of what's left of what we've gotten through this season now. Now, junior Brooklyn Carroll leads the team in pitching from the circle with a 4.11 earned run average on 76 and 2/3 innings thrown. And right behind her is the aforementioned freshman Emma Price with 55 and 1/3 innings thrown with a 5.57 ERA. Now, as for your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats, they're coming off a loss to Todd County Central that I don't think any one of us really saw coming in 7-4 fashion last night at Todd County Central. Our girls are 16 and 11 on the season after the loss to this point, after taking that loss away, and by the numbers sit at the number 7 spot in the region. But we have played significantly more games than some to this point. And the way the region lines up right now, it goes to the undisputed number 1 team, South Warren Lady Spartans, sitting at 30-0 on the season, undefeated, garnering their very warranted national attention that they are receiving, being talked about as one of the number 1 teams in the nation. Follow that up by Cumberland County, sitting at 23-3, who we lost to earlier this season at 8-5 at a home on a Saturday game. And then after those two teams, in terms of record, I think Cumberland is definitely a beatable team, but South Warren is to remain seen, and we do not play them this season in our regular season schedule. So I say all that to say this: the rest of the region is basically up for grabs between about 4 or 5 teams, with Franklin-Simpson included in that mix. Chloe Smith leads the way hitting, with hitting .481, which is just unbelievable, with 9 home runs and 20 for 20 on stolen bases, while leading the state in walks with an even 30 on the year and 35 runs batted in. Addie Shelton is hitting .400, and while Jaden Coe and Presley West are hitting .349, and Lily Ferguson hitting .351, while collecting herself another home run with 3 on the season now. We're finishing up our starting lineups here at Franklin-Simpson Softball Complex, and we're going to take a break for the anthem, and we'll come back right after we're done here in about 2.5 to 3 minutes. We'll be right back live on 92.3 WFKN.
Derek Smith and head coach, Mr. Todd. Everyone, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, Lear, we're good to come back. Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin-Simpson High School's Lady Cats softball. Shula, thank you for joining me here this evening. No matter how you are listening to us, whether that be 92.3 FM on your radio dials, if you're listening on the 92.3 WFKN app, 923WFKN.com, or if you're joining us on Franklin-Simpson Channel 9 on YouTube, I appreciate you joining us. You know, we're here to have some fun, cover these kids, and talk about how great they are and all their hard work out here on the field, and all the work that these coaches and teachers and parents and everybody goes to put in here for, days and hours and weeks and months and years on end to be able to get their kids to this point to where they can come out here and show off a little bit on the field. And whether this is just for life lessons and exercise, or if they're moving on to the next level to play this game, Pretty excited just to be here tonight and talk about how great they are. Leading off, we'll start with the visiting Edmonson County Lady Cats, is going to be number 24, Jolie Vincent. Vincent plays third base. Then it's going to be the pitcher, number 15, Emma Price. And then second baseman, number 12, Kylie Williams. Then shortstop, number 11, Shelby Souders. And, pardon me, I got that incorrect. That's not Souders. Souders is going to play catcher tonight. And then Emma Davis is going to be center field. As for your Lady Cats, I feel like it's worth noting, Presley West is going to be taking the mound here this evening. So big opportunity for Presley. Her first pitch is fouled off by Jolie Vincent. Presley West has only thrown 3 1/3 innings this season. In those 3 1/3 innings, she gave up 5 hits and 4 runs, only one of which was an earned run. Throws a strike on the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Jolie Vincent. This is Presley's first start of the season as well. I would imagine that this is due, in fact, to the injury to Hester Blankenberg. She reaches out there and hits one. It's an outside pitch. It goes foul down the left field line. Just looking at an 0-2 count right here, I do believe. Here's the windup from Presley. And she skips that one in there. Slips out of the hand, goes way outside. I think that looks at a set of 1-2 count. That sun is going to be bright on us here in the booth all evening long. Now it's hit out to left field and underneath it, and it burns the left fielder for tonight, Sloan Anderson. Sloan, an 8th grader out there in left field, bid on it a little too quick, took 2 steps in, and it carried further than what I think she thought it would. And Jolie Vincent has a leadoff double. Now here comes the fantastic freshman for Edmonson County, Emma Price, who hits .444 on the season with 9 home runs. So this right here is a big-time hitter to be just a freshman. I mean, astronomical numbers for a freshman. Takes ball 1 outside. Now here's the next one. Hammered down the third baseline. Foul ball. Through 72 at-bats, she's only struck out 3 times. She's only walked 12 times, surprisingly. She does have 26 RBIs. I think that she mostly does, in fact, hit for power, though, as she's only got 3 doubles and 2 triples for extra base hits. So only 5 extra base hits on the season. She's got 4 more home runs than she does extra base hits on the year. Let's see what she does with a runner on second. And she sends that one out for a base hit into right center field. And that is going to score a run, no doubt, as Ainsley Holland playing center field here tonight. And I talk about her having an extra base hit enough, and she slides in safely into second for her 4th double on the year. And it is quickly, after 2 batters, a 1-0 game, with the other Lady Cats taking the lead. You can hear the excitement in my voice about that. And here comes second baseman Kylie Williams, also a right-handed hitter. Kylie, a junior, hitting .308 on the year. Here's the pitch. Ball inside. The injury to Hester Blankenberg really creating a opportunity here for someone else to step into the circle for the Lady Cats, but we've seen Piper West into the circle a lot more frequently than we have really anyone else in her absence, as Piper's thrown 44 1/3 innings so far on the season. And that is a liner over to Addie Shelton, and she's going to catch it and tag second before Emma Price can get back to the bag. Addie Shelton, a fantastic play right there to catch that one and then have the wherewithal mentally to get over on top of second base before Emma Price can get back to it. And that is quickly 2 away. That's kind of the mojo that the good Lady Cats need right now. Or at least my favorite Lady Cats, I guess I should say. I don't know if we should call the Edmonson County the bad Lady Cats. I'm just saying. I'm kidding, of course, just having some fun. Here's the pitch. Guess that one tailed in a little bit inside this time. Williams. Or, pardon me, this would be Shelby Souders. And that's a liner over to Addie Shelton. And she bends over and gloves it. So, Addie Shelton records all 3 outs right here. And here in the top of the first. And that was such a quick top of the first. I'm just going to hang out with you. I didn't get to really get through my full opening spiel that I like to go through and talk about who's starting for everybody here tonight. So we'll begin with the visiting Edmonson County Lady Cats. And leading off for them is going to be third baseman number 24, Jolie Vincent. And then followed up by the pitcher number 15, Emma Price. Second baseman number 12, Kylie Williams. And then catcher, Shelby Souders. And then center fielder, number 17, Emma Davis. Then left fielder, the one senior that they do have, number 3, Abby Hogg. Followed up by third baseman, number 4, Taylor Wilhite. I don't know if there's any relation to our Wilhites or not, but if so, that's pretty cool. We know it runs in the family. And then right fielder, number 9, Emma Height. And then after that is going to be shortstop, number 6, Haley Sanders. Now for your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats. You know, I did this back at basketball season 2, and it was Lady Cats versus Lady Cats for one of the games that I was on. And it was pretty fun to just talk about the Lady Cats all night because, well, even when I was talking good things about them, you couldn't tell the difference if you're listening on radio, of course. But leading off tonight is going to be our super senior and catching tonight, Chloe Smith, followed up by second baseman Addie Shelton. And then followed up out right fielder, Jaden Coe, and then shortstop, Lily Ferguson. And then after that, we're going to see the pitcher, Presley West, and then center fielder, Ansley Holland. Followed up with that is going to be third baseman, Kylie Scott, and then first baseman, Piper West. And then out in left field is going to be the 8th grader, making, I believe, her starting debut, Sloan Anderson. Congratulations to the 8th grader. This is a big deal for her. But to get things started, as we've grown accustomed to this season, is our super senior, Chloe Smith, leading the state in walks with 30. She's going to take ball 1 outside. I'm told in last night's matchup at Todd County that she didn't even really get an opportunity to hit, that she was walked each time that she came up to bat. Here's a pitch. Goes low in the zone. Leading to a 2-0 count here. And I don't blame them, really, for not pitching to Chloe. And she skips that one in there, too, or does Emma Price. Now, Emma Price is their kind of second in line as far as pitching for Edmonson County. Here's the pitch. Goes high and outside, and she's just going to get her state-leading 31st walk of the season. Now, Emma Price has 55 and a third innings, carries a 5.57 earned run. She's struck out 34, but she struck 48. Emma Price might struggle a little bit with control as Chloe takes off, and she is going to be beaten there and make that. And she's going to take off for third now, and she's going to steal 2. That's going to make her 22 for 22 on stolen bases this season. Now Addie Shelton hitting .384 on the year. A huge jump up from last season as she takes ball 2. Now, like we said, Emma Price might have some control issues throwing 14 more walks than she has strikeouts on the season. And there goes Chloe. She's going to get home on a passed ball and make this a tie ball game, 1-1, just like that. Heads up running there by the senior Chloe Smith, and it's amazing how quickly she changes the outlook of a ball game after just, I believe, 7 pitches. Now it's a 2-2 count to Addie Shelton. Swings through and strike 3 to Shelton for the first out here in the bottom of the first. And here comes right fielder number 17, Jaden Coe. Jaden, her sophomore campaign here, has had a really great year. We saw her last season, did a lot of catching for the Lady Cats, and had a really nice just a really all-around solid freshman season. But she has stepped into the batter's box and really upped her game. As she fired one off, she got jammed up just a little bit out into territory and makes the count 1-1. The one thing I do really enjoy about Jaden is that she is a fiery competitor. She takes ball 2 inside. A lot of passion, a lot of emotion in that huge 10-2 comeback for the Lady Cats against Warren East, where we ended up winning 15-11. Jaden got a hit, I believe it was in the 6th inning, and scored a couple of runs. And as she sends one out to right field, and she is going to make it over to first base. The right fielder for Edmonson, that is Height, thought about throwing it into first and trying to catch her out. Now here comes our other super senior, dual sport athlete Lily Ferguson. 3 home runs on the season, hitting .351. Good enough for second on the team this year. Let's see if Coe takes off. She does, in fact, go down to second. And the throw is bobbled by the shortstop for Edmonson. And she's in there safely. Sanders couldn't quite glove it well enough. And that makes her 4 for 5. Liz looking at an 0-1 count after taking strike 1. And she chops one foul off the Edmonton dugout. Now gets behind a bit here. And with the way Price has kind of been in and out of the zone, have to be careful with her swing. Here's the pitch. That was a good pitch to swing at, and fouls it off. Out of play. Now past the right field fence. Stays 0-2. Runner in scoring position with 1 away to the right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Rings her up looking there. Strike 3. So Price has got 2 strikeouts here for the 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Now here's Presley West pitching tonight. Let's see if she can help her cause. A little high and outside that time. Hitting .349, having a fantastic sophomore campaign. Typically over on first base. Here's the pitch. Sends that one over to the third baseman. She makes a diving stop, fields it, pops up, and throws her out. Good job there by Vincent. Jolie Vincent for Edmonson County to record the 3rd out of the game. But hey, Lady Cats do some work. Credit Chloe Smith, 2 steals, and comes home on a pass ball to make it a 1-1 ball game heading into the top of the second. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back to see what Edmonson County does in the batter's box live on 92.3 WFKN. How you doing, Bubba? Yeah, good. I don't pay that guy no attention. You can't.
Well, I know I can't, but I'm more.
Oh,
Scourge. Wish they could have put the whole, all their first and last name on there if they did. Then off for Edmonson County, top of the second inning. Center fielder number 17, Emma Davis.
Heading into the top of the second inning, Lady Cats versus Lady Cats. Franklin-Simpson hosting Edmonson County. Here right now, heading into the top of the second inning. We're all dotted up at 1 run apiece. And here's center fielder number 17, Emma Davis. Presley West making her starting debut in the circle, pitching for the Lady Cats. Throws ball 1 right there. Curious to know how this one is going to play out myself. Seeing Presley out there from the circle. That one's fouled off. Emma Davis, the junior, listed as a .391 hitter on the season. Left-handed hitter. Your Lady Cats in the royal blue uniform tops with the pinstripe pants and white letters and numerals, and then Edmonson County in the all-red uniforms with the navy blue accents, white letters and numerals. So it's kind of a blue-red matchup here as she swings through strike 2. Nice-looking pitch from Presley West. Getting her signals from the dugout, pretty much like everybody else does whenever they're pitching. Here's the pitch. That's a good-looking pitch there. She chops it to second baseman Addie Shelton, and she fields it cleanly, sends it over to Piper West for out number 1. Now here comes number 3, the lone senior for Edmonson, Abby Hogg, hitting .242. Oh, hang on. They got 2 seniors. I missed. No, technically they got 3. But I missed one. Abby Hogg and Jolie Vincent are seniors. Man, I said a lot about how they only had 1 senior, too. How did I miss that? Oh, my mistake. My apologies. As she misses on that one for strike 1. Still a young team, even though they got 2 seniors. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off down third baseline. Infield, it's worth noting for Franklin-Simpson, has been set up way in for these last 2 hitters. In very much. Is Kylie over on third. That one skipped in. It is skipped in, and I guess hit her on the foot maybe, and so that technically counts as a hit batter, even though it rolled to her, and she's going to take her base over on first. That's unfortunate. So now they got a runner with 1 away. And here's the junior, number 4, Taylor Wilhite. Taylor not having the best year in terms of hitting, but it looks like she's only had 11 bats on the season. As she sends one out to shallow right field, and calling everybody off is Jaden Coe. Good communication there from the Lady Cats as Ansley Holland had a shot at it from center. Second baseman Addie Shelton had a shot at it. And Jaden Coe calls everybody off. Excellent communication there from the sophomore. That's a part of having that fiery, emotional attitude there for that sophomore. And that is, in fact, that she's probably going to be one of the more vocal players. as this one fouled off by freshman Emma Height. Emma Height hitting .368 on the season. Man, they've got some good freshmen. Height hitting .368, Price hitting .444. I mean, that one's a strike. Count rolls 0-2.
We need to go down there and tell them it's not between those two lines. No.
Let's wait until after this inning to let him know. That one's fouled off. Count remains 0-2. One on first and 1-1 ball game here in the top of the second. It is 6:16 here on Thursday, April 30th. I mean, we are almost into the month of May. Don't do the joke. Don't do the joke. Oh, and Chloe throws down to first, trying to catch Hogg asleep over there, jumping out to a big lead. Piper West nearly tagged her out. Setting up outside is Chloe, and it gets skipped in by Presley. It's going to make that a 2-2 count now, I do believe. And here's the pitch from Presley. Swings through, ring up one for out number 3, pardon me. So we got there eventually. To tell you what, this has got to be the quietest that this crowd and everybody here has been. Aside from the catch out there in right field, I don't think I've heard much of anything going on. It has been a very quiet game just from everybody, both dugouts. And I'm used to these young ladies making all kinds of noise out here. But you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. It is, like I said, as Justin Timberlake would say, I guess I should coin, it's going to be May here sometime about midnight. But anyways, I'm going to take a 30-second break this time, and I'll be right back with you live on 92.3 WFKN. Just 30 this time, Lyric. Please. I did entirely too much talking.
Leading off for Lady Cats in the bottom of the second inning. Center fielder number 1, Ainsley Holland.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom of the second inning. Here's freshman center fielder number 1, Ainsley Holland, right-handed hitter. She's taken 2 balls so far. First one was way outside, and that one was just way up high in the zone. Having a fantastic freshman campaign, hitting .289 on the year. She takes strike 1. I believe that moving forward in this one, I would make the freshman number 15 for Edmonson really throw a lot of pitches here. Make her pitch to you. Make her throw you strikes. It's not going to be the end of the world to take 1 or 2. And there's ball 3. Count rolls in 3-1 now to the one I'm told that they call Peanut in Ainsley Holland. She takes ball 4, and Lady Cats got a leadoff runner. Except for the Lady Cats. Here comes Kylie Scott. Kylie Scott's been holding down third base. Holding down third base really well out there. As a matter of fact, I think it's worth noting. Takes strike 1. Here's the pitch. Goes ball high. Ainsley staying put over there on first. Lady Cats stranded 1 in the bottom of the first. Out on second base with Jake and Co. That one stays a little outside of the zone. Count rolls 1. Kylie, a right-handed hitter. Here's the windup from Price and the pitch. Runner goes, and there's a dribble over to third base, and she fires it over to first for an out, and heads up running there by Ansley, runs all the way over to third with nobody there, and then they overthrow the third base throw, and she comes in to score a run. That's going to go down, I don't know. It's going to be a throwing error from first baseman Will Height. That's a weird thing. Will Height out on the field, and we're not talking about head coach Matt Wilhite for Wildcats baseball. Now here's Piper West. She takes ball 1 high, while the Lady Cats, lead it 2-1 now. That's called a count goes 1-1. I can't be upset with that strike call because it's been consistent at least. Now that one high and out. Count rolls 2-1 to Piper West. Piper over on first base while Presley is pitching tonight. Piper hitting just a hair under 300. And that one's lined to center field, and she dropped it. Piper West took a big turn around first. That's going to go down as an E8, I do believe. As hit her in the palm of her glove and then tried to snow cone it. Now here's 8th grader Sloan Anderson. Let's see if she's bluffing a bunt. Pulls back. Yep. Turned out to be a bluff, but stayed in there for a strike. Now, the 8th grader has only had 10 at-bats so far on the season. So not a ton of experience at the plate. Swings through, and that's going to be over to the shortstop. She's going to try to send it to the second baseman in turn 2, but she's going to beat it out at first. Deny them from doing such. But there are 2 outs now with Chloe Smith coming to the plate. So here comes senior Chloe Smith. She walked in her first. Let's see what they do now with 2 away and 1 on, and an opportunity for her to do something. Here's the pitch. Goes high and outside. 31 walks on the year now for Chloe. Price taking her time. Here's the pitch. Goes ball high. That was one that was over top of the plate, just a bit high. And that one's low and out of the zone for ball 3. Let's see what Price serves up here. Here's the pitch. And that was going to be just off the plate there. I think she actually tried to throw that one for a strike. But that one was just off the plate and make that her second walk on the season. Now here's second baseman Addie Shelton. Addie Shelton can certainly bring Anderson around from second base right here. Here's the pitch. Takes ball high. For Chloe, that probably would have been a strike. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Good pitch from Price. 1-1 count with 2 on, 2 away. Lady Cats from Franklin-Simpson leading 2-1 against the Lady Cats from Edmonson. Just off the plate there for ball 2. 2-1. 2. Jack 100 on the year for the junior Addie Shelton. She's taken quite a big jump for this season as well in terms of hitting. If memory serves me correctly. Here's the pitch. That one goes ball 4 high. Bases are now loaded with Jaden Coe coming up to bat. Big opportunity for Coe. Right fielder reached safely in her last at bat with a hit. I believe that's a hit that the Lady Cats have in this. Send a liner out to right field, but first and second. Swings at strike 1. Base flip. Here's a chance. That one's sent out of play over the Lady Cat dugout. Get around just a hair more on that one. I mean, we're talking a thousandth of a second, and that would have been there for a hit. Not a bad looking pitch. He's off of it for ball 1. Price now have to reset. Here's a windup and the pitch. Swings through strike 3, and the Lady Cats strand 3, but did a nice little bit of damage there and actually gained the lead, and now lead Edmonton 2-1 as we get set to head to the top of the third. We'll find out if Edmonton can tie this one back up or get their bats moving around in any way when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
Head into the top of the third inning. Your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats lead this one 2-1. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us here on what's a really nice evening. Just pretty much right at half past the 6 o'clock hour, holding in there at 60 degrees. On a little bit of a chill in the air, but not bad. It is really nice outside. It has been a wonderful, beautiful day here in Franklin area, and I hope everybody's got to enjoy at least a moment of this weather as we're taking it in right now here at Franklin-Simpson High School softball complex. And Lady Cats for Franklin-Simpson leading 2-1 against the Lady Cats from Edmonson County. Freshman Haley Sanders getting ready to come up for Edmonton. Sanders hits an even 400 on the season. Plays shortstop. Another one of the really nice freshmen for Edmonson County. That's a great looking pitch right there from Presley West, and it's in there for a strike. Presley West, once again, making her, and the bunt attempt misses altogether. Looked like the rise ball caught her off guard. It's in there for strike 2. 0-2 count to the leadoff. Franklin-Simpson leading 2-1. Here's the pitch. Goes high and outside. Trying to get her chase a little bit after that missed bunt attempt. I don't blame her at all. Gets her signal. Here's the pitch. Well, that's a pretty good looking pitch right there. But I guess misses by a hair. We'll say eyelash. Make it 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now here, what's a gorgeous turf field. Wind up and the pitch. And that one is sent into foul territory. Jaden Coe chasing, not in time. Co with a fantastic effort. As I was saying, this Lady Cats turf field has turned out wonderful. You got the big FS out there in center field in blue and white. That one gets skipped in. It's going to run the count full. Like to see Presley throw something here for her to hit and give your defense an opportunity to make a play. Here's the pitch. And that's popped shallow right field, and Addie Shelton runs it down. Tell you, that's about the third play that Addie's made tonight that has been, just fantastic. She's made a couple routine plays, and then she's made a couple of just really great plays over there on second base. I'm glad to have her right there on second right now. She's been playing great defensive ball. Playing great all the way around. Batter's box. She scores out number one. And Presley throws ball one right there, but from the circle here in her first start, she's doing so far so good. Fired right back at her, and she gloves it cleanly and nice and easy. Throws it over to Piper West at first. Out number two. We are talking good stuff about her, and she's going to all that up with really great play with her glove. Now here's a freshman who I've said we need to certainly be leery of in this batting lineup, as she sends one foul down the third base line. Hitting .444 with 9 home runs on the season, matching Chloe Smith from Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats. RBI in first at, makes through 2 times, so missing completely. Whiffing is not something I off. Behind 2-1 right now. I know she'd love to send one out of this ballpark. And just missing on that one. Chloe dropped the ball. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but she dropped the ball right there and just hung her head. For ball one. 1-2 count with 2 away. Here's the pitch. Swings through, foul tips it, and I think she's going to make her way over to first. And Chloe overthrows it at first, just a little bit right there. Oh, and Price is down and appears to be hurt. Oh, this is not what we wanted to see. She is hurt right there. Oh, a really fantastic freshman. She's standing up and she's trying to say that she's all right, but she's grabbing for that hamstring area. And her coach is going to make her walk off the bag here and just see if she can walk it off. But she's coming back. I think they are going to send her a courtesy runner. Yeah, the head coach for Edmonson is going to send her a courtesy runner. She's going to jog it back to her dugout. We hope that she's okay. Prayers up to that young lady. You never ever want to see injuries out there happen, and not for any player, but I'll admittedly say that there's a little part of you that you want to see players play. When they're that caliber. I've been looking forward all day to seeing how she hit the ball.
Good try, good try.
get the substitution in there. Number 5, Charlie Bevel. Here's the pitch from West. In there for a ball to number 2, Kylie Williams. Williams played second base. 1-2 count with 2 away. Runner on first. Swings through. And ring up one for Presley West. Fantastic job from Presley here in her first start of the season. We'll find out what your Lady Cats can do from the batter's box. Your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats, that is, when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
Well, we're right here. We're in town. If somebody has an issue, we're there either that day or, the very next day. So we're able to get to it quick and fix whatever issues anybody has.
Better speeds. I feel like it's a lot more reliable. With other services, you might get interference during like the weather or something, and you might lose service and have to wait for it to dry out again or something like that. But with fiber, you won't ever have that issue just because it is glass, so you can't really, weather's not really going to affect it much unless like a tree tears it down or something. We provide the city and the county, so within city limits, and then most areas that Warren provides electric service to out in the county.
We are going to have a pitching change here for Edmonson County, as it does look like we've got an injury to Emma Price. But she's out there on the field. I think she's possibly going to make her way over to third base the way this looks. Yeah, Price is going to remain in the game, but there is a pitching change, and we're going to see freshman Haley Sanders, who has 11 1/3 innings pitched for Edmonson County. And leading off for your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats is going to be number 6, shortstop Lily Ferguson. Lily takes ball 1 outside, struck out in her previous at-bat. Lily with that anytime kind of swing and power to change the outlook of a game. Swings through a strike 1 that time. Here's the pitch. Sends it over to third base to Price. Price picks it up. Man, fired that thing over to first to record out number 1. Now here's Presley West.
Pitcher number 25, Presley West.
West reaches out there and touches that one, sends it into left field for a base hit. Grounded out in her previous at-bat. Now here's Ansley Holland. Runner for our Presley. Fielder number 1, Holland. 1 away, 1 on. Take ball 1, a little low and inside. Hitting right around that 300 mark. Strike 2. 1-2 now with one away and one on. Here's the pitch. Sent over to Emma Price at third base. She picks it up, fires it to second. Holland runs out first base before they can even attempt the throw. So she does reach safely, but lead runner is out, and here comes Kylie Scott with an opportunity. Kylie steps into the batter's box, takes first pitch high. Haley Sanders looking pretty good so far from the circle for Edmonson, even though she's only thrown 11 1/3 innings. Here's the pitch. Takes ball 2 inside. And Ansley takes second after passed ball by the catcher. Souders for Edmonson County. 2-0 count now, 2 away. Runner in scoring position on second base. Ball high to Scott. Count rolls 3-0. Here's the pitch. Takes ball 4. Now we're going to head to Piper West playing first base here tonight. 7th grader. Yes, I said that correctly. 7th grader. Piper having a great season. I mean, this is a middle schooler out here. I mean, I guess Piper is probably 13 years old out here hitting, fielding, and pitching, and doing those kinds of things at a very efficient manner against 18-year-olds. I think we're looking at a 2-0 count here. 2 away and 2 on. Here's the pitch. Hammered out to left field. That's going to get in there for a base hit, and everybody's going to be holed up. It was in there for a base hit, and Hogg fielded it very cleanly just off a one-hopper and fired it into Price over at third. Now here's Sloan Anderson. Sloan Anderson, an 8th grader, in here with bases loaded and a big opportunity for Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats, again with bases juiced. Popped up shallow right field. Oh, and the baseman Williams calls off the right fielder Height, and they kind of had a minor collision, but that's going to record out number 3, and that's the second time tonight that the Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats have stranded 3 on base. Well, we're going to take a quick break and see if the defense can make up for these runners left on base, live on 92.3 WFKN.
My favorite thing about working here is getting to serve the community and help people with their electric and their fiber internet.
We're local, so we live and work right here in Franklin, so taking care of our neighbors isn't just business, it's personal. Fiber means faster, more reliable internet for work, school, and entertainment without lag or buffering.
It's more than power and fiber, it's about peace of mind.
We're not just an electric company, we're neighbors.
Versus Lady Cats. Edmonson County visiting here at Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats softball complex, and the Lady Cats are leading 2-1. Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats, that is. But they've actually stranded 3 runners on base, meaning bases loaded, twice now, and missed an opportunity to bring in any more than the 2 runs that we have scored thus far. I believe the story of this one has got to be the pitching from sophomore Presley West to this point. In her first varsity start of the season, is really doing a really nice job. Just giving up the one run that came on an RBI double to the best hitter on the team for Edmonson County, Emma Price, who hits it at 444. This has been just a really great defensive game to this point. Just seen one error from Franklin-Simpson, and Presley's just doing a really nice job. As I say that, and she gets one to pop up out to right field there, as she was behind. It was ahead in the 0 count, and get 11 shot up to Jinko out in right field. Here comes number 18, Emma Davis. Emma Davis hitting .391 on the season as a junior. She does have one home run to her name. That's lefty. Here's the pitch. Ball high from Presley. Gets the signal. Here's the one thing I do like about Presley's approach is that we are seeing a ton of movement in her windup. Here's that's who holds it now. To number 17, Davis. No, not at all. We're cleaning windows up here. If you're checking out press or weather pretty things are up in the for Red West. It's out number 2. Here comes senior Abby Hogg. Hits .242. Plays left field. Nobody on right now. Here's the pitch. Sends that one. Grounder over to Scott, and she fields it cleanly. Sends it over to Piper West for out number 3. Hey, that's a pretty nice little outing right there for the top of the 4th inning for your Lady Cats. We'll find out if they can get their bats lined up yet again when we return live on 92.3 WFKN. Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin-Simpson High School's Lady Cats softball. And leading off here in the bottom of the 4th for your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats is going to be the senior Chloe Smith. And now let's see if she hasn't gotten anything to look at here tonight in terms of hitting, and I certainly don't expect that to change with freshman Haley Sanders in the circle. Here's the next pitch. Just a hair outside. That's 10 straight balls to Chloe. Here's the pitch. Skipped in. Set up way outside was Souders, the catcher for Edmonson. Make that 11 straight balls to Chloe Smith. We'll see if... I doubt she'll have a green light here to swing away as she moves up and in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Oh, she swung it. I wasn't expecting that at all, if I'm being honest with you. That was in the left-handed batter's box almost, but she stepped up and way in on that one. And as she steps up and in, she's way up in front of the batter's box, in the front corner of it right now. 3-1, and she takes ball 4. So 3 at-bats, 3 walks. I know that there's a part of her that has to have a little bit of fun with this, and I would imagine that's what that 3-0 swing was about. Anytime that I see somebody swing at one whenever it's meant to be a pitch out, I think of the movie Major League. Shows bunt as Addie Shelton and make that 23 for 23 on stolen base attempts. Now, I'm told that Chloe was also walked, I think, 3 separate times last night at Todd County Central. So that would make 36 walks on the season now. 36. I think the next closest person is like a dozen behind that. Which is just an unbelievable number to consider. 36 walks, 3/4 of the way through the season to this senior. I mean, think about 36 more at-bats for a hitter of her caliber as Addie Shelton takes another ball, make it a 3-0 count. Give Chloe Smith 36 more cracks at it, and I bet she's got more than 9 home runs. As Addie Shelton takes ball 4 high and walks, and here comes Jaden Coe. Lady Cats now with 2-1 lead over Edmonson with 2 on and nobody away. You'd like to see them extend this lead here at least by 1 or 2. Strike comes across the outside part of the plate to Coe. Beautiful Franklin-Simpson evening here. Here's the pitch. Goes ball. Whoa. That thing, the bottom fell out of it, and I think Jaden wanted to rip that one out of the ballpark and swings through a strike 2. Here's the pitch. And that one goes low in the zone, and runners will advance on the pass ball. One and 2 now is the count. The Coe. Runners on second and third. Sets up. Here's the pitch. Another ball, ball 2. Souders stays in front of that one to prevent another run coming through. Sanders, the pitcher for Edmonson, resetting there a little bit. Pops that one up into shallow right. No, it's going to stay at second. Williams squeezes it to record the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes Lily Ferguson now. Lily,
Smack this ball, Lil.
you'd love to see her find some greenery out there. 0 for 2 in this one. Her first look, though, at Sanders as pitcher. Here's the pitch. Hammered down the left field line. Oh, it's going to fade just foul. It's 0-1. Her first look at Sanders. A little bit out in front, just by a hair. Like to see that swing yet again. Here's the pitch. Hammered out to left field, and that is going to be in there for a hit. That's going to score 2 runs, and she's going to easily have a team-leading double. A nice stand-up double there from the senior, Lily Ferguson. Count them, that is a double for her 12th. Count them all Bakers. Well, not quite Bakers, doesn't it? Because that's 13. But a dozen doubles now for the senior, Lily Ferguson. Presley West takes ball 1. Recorded a nice single in her last at-bat. Here's the pitch. With Franklin-Simpson now leading after that 2 RBI double, 4-1. Left fielder Hogg just out of her reach, tried to run underneath it. That's going to be in there for a single. Up the middle, gets past shortstop Sanders. An RBI single. Lily Ferguson comes all the way around from second base to make this a 5-1 game with 1 out. Great job there by Presley West. She's put the bat on the ball each time that she's been up and put it into fair play. And here comes Ansley Holland up to bat, center fielder. And Elena Ortiz comes on as a courtesy runner for Presley West. Breaking ball stays a little out of the zone there for ball 1. Your Lady Cats from Franklin-Simpson leading it 5-1. Here's the pitch. Up and out of the zone for ball 2. Holding steady at 60 degrees, and we're probably 15-20 minutes away of that sun getting in behind them trees there. Ball 3 to Ansley. Low and inside. Wind up and the pitch from Sanders, and that's going to be ball 4. So here comes Kylie Scott with another golden opportunity for Franklin-Simpson. Sanders is going to have a little mound visit of sorts from the Edmonson head coach. Let's see if we're just having a chat or if she's going to get pulled on this one. Kylie Scott with runners on first and second and only 1 out right now. Yeah, just a little chatter up visit to the freshman Haley Sanders from Edmonson County. Like I said, not a ton of pitching experience. She's only thrown 11 1/3 innings as she had to come on in relief here for fellow freshman Emma Price, who appeared to injure her hamstring, but she's remained in the game playing third base. Wonder if just the hitting motion is, the pitching motion is just a little bit too much for that hamstring to handle, but, certainly hope that she's okay over there. She might just be gutting this one out at third so she can keep hitting. Now we're looking at a 2-0 count to Kylie Scott. Piper West on deck. Kylie walked in her previous at-bat. And she's looking at a 3-0 count. Sanders having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone at this point, as that's 7 straight balls. Here's the pitch. And their first strike. Took a whole lot off of that one. When I say a whole lot, she threw that one at about half speed just to find the strike zone. Hopefully she can get a little more into it now. And she skips that one across home plate. And the bases are loaded for the 7th grader, Piper West. As the infield moves way in with just 1 away. Piper playing first here tonight. Piper, the 7th grader, hitting .267 on the season. She takes ball 1. Now 9 straight balls from the freshman Sanders. Here's the pitch. That one's low and inside for ball 2. Here's the pitch. High for ball 3. It's 11. A little bit of frustration coming from Sanders at this point. She walks one in. I'm curious to see how Edmonson's coach handles it. Here's the pitch. That's called a strike. 3-1 count now with 1 away. Let's see if it gives Piper anything to swing at, and she hammers it out to left center field. That's going to score at least 1 run. Everybody else gets held up. Elena Ortiz comes in to score. We hold Ansley Holland at third. Kylie Scott at second. Piper West on first. And here's 8th grader and some varsity action. Sloan Anderson playing left field for us here tonight. Flew out to right field in her previous at-bat. And Franklin-Simpson leads this one 6-1 now. Infield is way in with just 1 out. Takes ball 2. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. Sloan looking at a 3-0 count now. Let's see what Anderson has in store. She takes strike 1. Now, this next one, I think that I'm just going to get in there and crowd the plate, and I'm taking all the way here if I'm Anderson. Going to make her throw another one to me. Swings through at strike 2. Foul tipped back into the net. Would have been ball 4 high as the sun is peeking back through those clouds setting. Here's the payoff, and she stays down with it, and Abby Hogg is fielding it out in left field and picks it up and fires it in. Everybody stays put. I'm laughing because I'm excited. Here comes senior number 8, Chloe Smith. She's yet to see a strike thrown to her tonight. Now, we saw what happened last time here at home in this situation. And we're going to intentionally just put her on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but it's as a hometown guy and a fan of Chloe's and this squad and these young ladies, I know how hard she works here. And it is quite comical just to see a coach make what's a right decision, honestly, to just walk Chloe Smith in. Because if you gave her anything to hit at right there, she's swinging for that fence with everybody on base. 37 walks for the season now. And if we make it to another at-bat, we'll probably see 38. 2-0 count now to Addie Shelton. Sends that one over to Price, and she's going to fire it over to first, and that's going to be out number 3. And Lady Cats are going to leave the bases loaded, but not until they get 5 runs scored here at the bottom of the 4th and lead this one 7-1. So they broke open this one here for a little bit, and we'll take us a little break, and we'll find out a little more about what's going on here at Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats Softball Complex when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bank & Trust equips you for success.
Out here plays number 14 for your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats. I do apologize for the awkward little bit of a pause break there, but I'm still hanging out with you here. Hey, we're 5 minutes past the 7 o'clock hour. I never did have a station identification, so thank you for being with us here on 92.3 WFKN. I'm Cody Schuler. You're taking in some Lady Cats softball here. Your official home, radio home for Franklin-Simpson Wildcat and Lady Cat athletics. We just saw a bases loaded intentional walk to Chloe Smith because the last time that she was up to bat with the bases loaded, She took it yard. And that was against Warren East in the bottom of the 6th when she had a grand slam dinger. And what a great time that game was as your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats made a 10-2 comeback. I see her down right now. She's catching here tonight also for Franklin-Simpson. And you know that she wants to swing the bat above all else. She's just wanting to swing, wanting to get a hit because she's an absolute competitive monster out there on that field. And I hate to see her have that opportunity taken from her. But you know what? You live to fight another day if you're Edmonson County, as Presley West throws strike 1 after throwing an opening ball here to the leadoff for Edmonson County. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fouled off there by number 4, Taylor Wilhite, the junior. Playing first base is Taylor Wilhite for Edmonson. 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Goes ball high, makes count 2-2 now, with Franklin-Simpson's 7-1 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. There's pretty much 0 wind out here. It seems like we've had a windy season. As she hits one in between short and third, I think that's maybe only the second, maybe the third hit tonight. And here comes number 9, Emma Height, playing right field for Edmonson County. Height, a freshman, hitting .368, takes ball 1 high. Bats lefty. I feel like I can finally take my sunglasses off as well up here in the booth. Here's the pitch. Ball low and away. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody away, with 1 on here in the top of the 5th inning for Edmonson. Here's the pitch. Goes 3-0 count now to Height. I don't think we've seen a 3-0 count from Presley West to this point either. So, I mean, a great 4 innings worth of work. Goes ball high. And maybe only her first walk of the evening as well. So thus far, we've seen Presley West show pretty good command of the ball. That's in there for strike 1. To the now pitcher on in relief for Edmonton, Haley Sanders. You saw Chloe pat her glove and kind of say, put it in here. Sanders swings through that one, sends it foul down third baseline for strike 2 now. This right here is really going to show us what Presley West is all about mentally from the circle as well, I believe. Here's the pitch. Swings through, ring up 1 for Presley West. What a fantastic job there by the sophomore. Sanders didn't want that to be strike 3. She was hoping that was just strike 2. She wanted to stay in there and hit. Now here's Jolie Vincent, the senior, hitting .341 on the year. Here's the pitch. Sends that one fair down to Piper West as she steps on first base. Runners do advance, and here comes Emma Price. Now, not exactly the hitter you want to see walking into the batter's box with runners on in scoring position, but there are 2 outs, so we'll see how the Lady Cats of Franklin-Simpson handle this one. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Oh, 1 count after the foul tip. Here's the pitch. Skipped in there for ball 1. Sun in behind the clouds now for another beautiful Franklin-Simpson sunset. 1-1 count with 2 away. Franklin-Simpson leading 7-1. Hammered out to right center field. That's going to get into the fence. That's gone. Her 10th home run of the season. I warned you. And Edmonson County is right back in this one. 7-3 after the freshman sends her 10th jack of the year. 7-4, pardon me. With a 2-out, 3-run shot to right center field. I mean, and she didn't even get all of it. She hit that thing off the end of the bat to right center field. I thought it was going to hit the fence, but it just kept going up. She didn't even get all that thing, and it still made its way out. Wow. So, all 4 runs due to coming off the bat of the freshman, Emma Price, here this evening. She had that RBI double in the top of the first, and now she's got a 3-run home run, and she's got herself 4 more RBIs to get her to 30 on the season. What a fantastic player she is at just a freshman. Lays down the bunt. There's number 2, Kylie Williams, and she is going to be out over at first base. Great play there by Kylie Scott to get Franklin-Simpson out of the inning. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves more of a ball game here than what we thought that we were going to have after Emma Price's bat connects in a big-time way. We'll see if your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats can come back and warm things up again when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
You know they call that geeks, right?
I thought for sure she was out of the game after that pulled hammy. That seemed so much like a pulled hammy out there. You might still be with me yet again. I'm going to have to double check with
Laying up for Lady Cats, bottom of the 5th inning. Right fielder, number 17, Jaden Cole.
Thanks for taking it.
I don't get paid today.
Hey.
Chucky gets paid. He gets like 3 or 4 inches. Well, it felt like 3 or 4. Because I'm so, me and Richard's up here screaming, so we need that expert. I'm so expert.
what a all right.
That's going to be another triple.
Triple. Go, 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 go.
Keep rolling. That might be inside pocket.
Go, sit my face. No. He didn't. He was sitting.
Welcome back in, everybody. 92.3 WFKN. I do apologize. I might be having some technical difficulties here with getting back on program, but we just had a leadoff triple here by sophomore Jaden Coe. She burnt the right fielder height for Edmonson County, and now here comes Lily Ferguson, who had a 2 RBI double in her previous at-bat and could stand to hang another one on the board for Franklin-Simpson as she takes ball 1 just a little high in the zone from Sanders. Here's the pitch. Gets down on what would have been a ball, and did she catch it? Yep, fouled off out of play, and you got to give some credit there to Will Height over on first base. She runs basically into the Franklin-Simpson dugout and records an out for out number 1. And here comes Presley West. Presley has put the bat on the ball each and every time that she's been up to bat here this evening. So we'll see how Presley handles this one. Goes ball high. An excellent eye for the ball does Presley have. I mean, she just really sees it coming out of the pitcher's hand very well. Another ball high. You can tell by the way that she swings with it, just the timing for the sophomores. Fantastic. Takes ball 3 inside. 3-0 is the count with one away, runner on third, and a 7-4 lead for Franklin-Simpson. Here's the pitch. Takes ball 4 in. Never mind. Strike 1. (3-1) count to Presley. Here's the pitch. Hammers that one out to left field. Get back. Burns the left fielder hog. That's going to be in there for an RBI double for our pitcher, Presley West. Another fantastic job there for Presley. Elena Ortiz coming on as a courtesy runner. Here comes Ansley Holland up to bat with your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats now leading this one 8-4. 4-run lead. Here's the pitch. Ansley sends it to shortstop. Fires it over to Wilhite. First, it's out number 2. Ortiz waits until she throws it and then makes her way on over to third. And here comes Kylie Scott. Steps up with 2 away. Runner on third now. Let's see if Kylie can bring her home. Here's the pitch. Sends it over to Emma Price at third base. Fires it over to Wilhite at first, and she makes a jumping catch does Wilhite. Nice work there for Wilhite to even get her glove on that one because that thing was sailing high, and she comes right down on top of the bag with it to record the third out here. But Franklin-Simpson still got a 4-run lead, and we'll find out if they can hang on to it. We return for the top of the 6th live on 92.3 WFKN. .3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin-Simpson High School's Lady Cats softball. Presley West been the story of this one in a lot of different ways. She is making her first start of the season here this evening. From the circle as a pitcher, she does have a few innings to her name in terms of statistics, but she's when I say a few, I mean literally a few. 3 1/3 innings pitched to this point on the season, but she's done a phenomenal job out there. She's faced a very good hitter in Edmonson County's Emma Price, and Emma Price is responsible for all 4 runs for Edmonson County at this point, as they've all been batted in by her. But aside from that, she's I think only given up one other hit. So you got to credit her work from the circle, and she's just hanging in there doing her job. And then with her bat, she's been doing a great job. Just a hair behind in this count right now. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff from Edmonson. Here's the pitch. Swings on that one. Liz Ferguson fields it cleanly, fires it over to Piper West at first, and out is Shelby Souders, the catcher for Edmonson. Now here comes number 17, Emma Davis. Davis Jr., a .391 hitter. Lefty. Check out that sunset right now if you can. That is pretty. One of the best things about calling games here at softball field is you're staring straight out at that. Playing, got the lights turned on here at Franklin-Simpson's Lady Cats softball complex as well. 1-0 count. Going to be 2-0 count. Something right there that I want to point out too is Chloe Smith is just fantastic with her glove. The way she just gloved that one that skipped into her right there for ball 2. You just don't see a whole lot of. Chasing is Kylie Scott, but I mean that thing was such a dribbler towards third. I mean that thing died just beyond the batter's box. That's an infield hit for sure there from Emma Davis. Here comes Abby Hogg, left fielder for Edmonson. Stepping into the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Skipped in. Let's see if they consider sending Davis down to second. Here's the pitch. Not willing to test the arm of Chloe Smith at this point. The first base coach for Edmonson walks by and does say something to her. We'll see if they try to send her. Here's the pitch. Fouled off out of play over the Franklin-Simpson dugout for strike 1. 1-1 count now. Presley West continue to hang in there. 2-1 count, pardon me. Here's the count. Hits that one over to Piper West, and she steps on the bag. Does turn and fire to second, trying to turn 2, but not in time. Davis was already there. So 2 away now for Franklin-Simpson. And here comes number 4, Taylor Wilhite. Gets the signal, does Presley. Here's the pitch. Goes inside. The throw goes from Smith down to second, and it gets away from second. There's just some miscommunication there about who that was supposed to go to as it went past Presley's head, basically. Runner does advance to third from Edmonson. 2-0 count now. I don't think anybody really knew what was supposed to happen right there, but you know what? It's okay. 2-0 count now with a runner on third with 2 away. Just got to get this one out. Pop fly, and Presley has got it. So that last one didn't really matter as we record out number 3 here, and your Lady Cats are going to head into the bottom of the 6th with an 8-4 lead against visiting Edmonson County Lady Cats. It's been a great evening here. We're 7:25 in the evening. dipped a little bit under 60 degrees now, still holding steady at 58. You've only got a few short weeks left of school. We'll announce district play and times whenever we get them officially on our Facebook and social media stuff. So be looking out for that for our Facebook page at 92.3 WFKN. You'll see a whole lot of Will Cody on there. So just be prepared for that. You know, anytime he gets somebody in the studio, Will's got to take a selfie with him and get it posted. But you'll also find a whole lot of, I'm just messing with Will if you're listening, buddy. You'll also find a whole lot of information about stuff going on throughout your community here in Franklin. So a whole lot of good things to go around on our Facebook page. So go on, like, follow it along, you know, at least give me a follow, something like that. I surely appreciate it. And plus, we talk about all the things going on here with, you know, for instance, your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats. We'll keep you up to date with scores and, you know, who's really shined in a game and that kind of thing. Piper West fouled the first pitch off that she just saw. 0-1 count. Sanders still in there for Edmonson. Here's the pitch. It'll be ball one, low and inside. I think so. I do believe Piper West is 3 for 3. And we just jinxed her, and she pops one up to the pitcher, Sanders. Now here comes Ariana Bibb pitch hitting. Bibb, number 26. Stepping up into the batter's box, right-handed hitter. That's a big bat. Home run to her name this season. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 away. Right-handed hitter is Bibb. Here's the pitch. 2 balls, as that one was up and out of the zone. Bibb, a junior, hitting .333, doesn't get a lot of playing time. It's in there for strike 1. Count goes 2-1 now. Swings that one. That's a dribbler. Oh, and it bounces away from everybody, and Bibb is running hard but can't beat out the throw from Price. And now here comes Chloe Smith up to bat. There's 2 away. You got an 8-4 lead. Sanders in the circle. Make that, and she hangs her bat and head and throws her bat down. It's 39, I believe, on the year. Walk 39. Here comes Addie Shelton up to bat. That's walk 39 times. My goodness. Right back to the pitcher for Edmonson County. And that's going to be out number 3. She's going to fire it over to Will Height at first base. So another walk for Chloe tallied up here. And that was fairly quick inning, and your Lady Cats get blank there in the bottom of the 6th. And we are 3 outs away from a Franklin-Simpson Lady Cat victory here tonight. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll return to see if they can make it happen live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bank and Trust equips you for success.
To 92.3 WFKN's live coverage, Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats softball. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats got an 8-4 lead right now, heading into the top of the 7th inning against the Edmonson County Lady Cats. Edmonson County, they got 4 runs, all of which can be attributed to their fantastic freshman hitter, Emma Price. She had a RBI double in the top of the 1st, and then had a 3-run homer in the top of the 5th. And so all 4 runs can go to her name. And then right now, leading off is going to be number 9, Emma Height, the right fielder for Edmonson County. And your Lady Cats just need 3 outs to put this one to bed. And she slaps that one down. Lily Ferguson charging, throws. Oh, and it's dropped. Picked up and dropped by Presley West. Presley fielded it cleanly and then dropped. The umpire over on first base had already turned his back to it, and I think everybody is in agreement that, yeah, that one was a dropped ball there. The head coach of Edmonson very calmly walked out for that one, because I think him, as well as everyone else, knew that that was the correct call to make there. Just an unfortunate one that you don't really want to see. And here comes Haley Sanders trying to help her effort. Bluffed a bunt and missed, and that's going to be in there for a strike, I would think. And Chloe threw down to first and nearly caught number 9 for Emma Height for Edmonson County sleeping, but she dove back in and got there. That one's a little low in the zone for ball 1 from Presley West. Looks like Presley is going to make it the distance here tonight, too. Done a fine job. Backs up in the back of the batter's box. Hammered down the third baseline. Bounces barely foul. I thought it was going to stay fair, and that was going to be trouble there off the bat of Sanders. Two-two count now to Sanders. Hitting an even 400 on the year. Fouled off. Battling in there is the freshman. How about that, to have 2 freshmen hitting 400 or better? Between Haley Sanders here hitting an even 400 and Emma Price hitting 444. I mean, that's a wild thing to have, is 2 freshmen hitting 400. Off the inside part of the bat. Oh, and West makes the incorrect call, throwing it to second, trying to get the out. And the throw was just a hair late, and now we've got ourselves a ball game with runners on first and second, with number 24, Jolie Vincent, up to bat. And next is Emma Price. One ball, no strikes, nobody on, and runners on first and second. This could be a troublesome situation. Fouled off. Strike 1 now, 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's sent to Lily Ferguson. Oh, and she hands it over to Chloe Smith. I mean, not Chloe, but Kylie Scott. And that thing was bobbled just a hair at third. But they do get the lead runner out at third for 1 away. And now here's Emma Price. we're going to see what happens here with what's really a fantastic freshman hitter. Takes ball 1 outside. Let's see if Presley gives Emma anything to swing at. Gets the signal. Looks as if we are pitching to her. Here's the pitch. Stays with it, and that is deep and gone. Wow. Count them, 5, 6, 7 RBIs for the freshman, and she makes it a 1-run ball game for home run number 11. And the Lady Cats got a player down out in the outfield. Jaden Coe is down. They're pulling her back up. She's also a catcher for us here at Franklin-Simpson. Gets a round of applause from everybody. She was chasing that ball out towards the fence. She's holding her hip, and I would imagine that she probably run into the pole out there at the fence. I didn't see her hit into the fence. I saw her giving chase. And your Lady Cats from Franklin-Simpson right now clinging to a 1-run, 8-7 lead with just 1 away after Emma Price sent her second home run and for her 7th RBI. Emma Price putting together the second best performance that I've seen here at home. Number 1 going to Chloe Smith against Warren East. But this is the second best performance that I've seen here at home. That was a grounder sent down the third baseline by second baseman Kylie Williams. Would have been trouble. Emma Price is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. And that's 2 opposite field home runs. That one goes low for ball 1. Glad Coe's able to stay in the game out in right field. Ball 2 to Williams. Presley West showing immense. That one's fielded by Ferguson, fired over to Piper West. A hard throw. She had to send a rocket over to first in order to record out number 2 there. Great job showing off arm by the senior Lily Ferguson at short. She was deep in the hole there and knew she had to fire it across the field. Gets it there just in the nick of time. Down to their final out. Here comes junior catcher Shelby Souders. Souders takes ball 1. Bounced in. This turned into be much more of a cat fight than what we thought it would be. Edmonson with a losing record coming in here. She sends that one to Lily Ferguson. She fires it over to Piper West for out number 3. Congratulations, Presley West and Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats on getting their 17th win of the season in spite of Emma Price and the visiting Edmonson County Lady Cats with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Not to be outdone, though. Presley West comes up huge for Franklin-Simpson. This has been a great game here tonight. Gave us all kinds of excitement that I didn't really expect when the Lady Cats led it at one point, 7-1. And what a good time we had. You know, we don't have any broadcasts tomorrow night. It's 7:41 in the evening. And as your all of your Lady Cats go to the circle to meet for their end-of-game prayer. It's such a fantastic show of sportsmanship as we've had a great time playing underneath the lights. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of our listeners for being here with us live on 92.3 WFKN. Hey, be sure to tune in tomorrow morning right back here for the Will Cody in the Morning Show. And I appreciate you one more time. We'll see you next week. We got 4 broadcasts next week right here live on our station, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So look forward to seeing you guys a lot next week. We'll talk soon live on 92.3 WFKN.